welcome to Thursdays with Annette. We're in the kitchen. I don't have my apron on, but someone else does. Hello to my daughter, Rachel.
Hi, everyone.
You may have seen Rachel on the show. She's been on a couple of times, cooking magic. Look, if you're wondering why this is going on and you haven't been watching, this is my protection thing because I actually slipped on some wet tiles,
Oopsie.
fell down and broke my humerus bone here. It's healing well, but I can't really cook. God, I miss it. I really miss it, Rachel, you know? I don't care that I'm not having to wash up, but, but look, today's recipe is picked by Rachel. Why did you pick this recipe?
Okay, so I picked chicken cottage pie because it's a super family favourite.
Yes, show them.
This is it, so book 7, fabulous. And here's the recipe here. Now I picked it because every single person in my family loves it. You know, and that's pretty special. I don't love cooking multiple dishes to feed my family. No. So this is a winner. You will love it because it is creamy and yummy. Got lots of healthy veggies in there. And I mean, mashed potato, grilled cheese on top.
Yeah. And Portia, of course, who was on Junior MasterChef, is her daughter, so there's cooking in the family many ways. But before we get into the recipe, I just want to talk about last week's show. We had Jen Forster. She made the fish Italiano, which we enjoyed for lunch straight after. Now that's out of Cooking 102, and we have 3 winners.
Yay.
And they're very excited. Wilma Graham, Kathleen Harrison, and Debbie Peckham all got a personally signed copy of Cooking for 102, because I'll tell you how at the end of the show. So Rachel, let's talk about what you need for this recipe.
Okay, so the ingredients that you need to cook this delicious, yummy, amazing recipe that everyone's gonna love is, well, we start with the frozen veggies. So we're using lots of frozen veggies because we want it nice to be quick and easy. You can use, you know, fresh if you want to peel and cut, but hey, you know, we want to be quick, in and out.
Oh, look, it's just sometimes it's so nice to use the frozen veggies because it simplifies it. 500 grams, and it's the mixed ones that have the cauliflower, broccoli, and carrots.
That's right. So you get the 500 grams of your cauliflower.
Yeah, and then you add into it what?
So here's your beautiful veggies.
And now, peas and corn.
Half a cup of frozen peas and half a cup of frozen corn. Then you also need a cup of water to cook that with. And then we have 600 grams of skinless chicken breast. We do 3/4 of a cup of diced onion, 1 teaspoon of crushed garlic.
You can always use fresh if you want, but you know me, lazy cook, I want the crushed.
Easy.
In the jar.
And then we also have 3 tablespoons of corn flour that we use. We use a 30-gram packet of the spring vegetable simmer soup mix. Very clever. And we also have that with a cup of skim milk and a can of the light evaporated milk, and pepper to taste, and your cooking spray to cook the chicken.
Yep.
And then obviously with the topping, yum, 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 yum,
Yeah,
yum.
that's what makes it so fabulous.
It's so yum. A kilo of potatoes. We have a tablespoon actually of the Flora light margarine, and 1/3 of a cup of skim milk, plus half a cup of 30% reduced fat grated cheese, or 50 grams, half a cup.
Depends how you want to do it. But we have prepped up ahead because there's a bit of microwaving involved. So what have you done first?
Okay, so what we've done is we have microwaved the veggies. So you get your 500 grams of your mixed veg, your cup of water, put it in the microwave and cook it on high for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So we've already done that ahead. Because we love live TV, let's be quick.
It's done. You know what, you don't need to see how to do that. I mean, that's pretty simple.
We've also peeled and diced the kilo of potatoes and put that in the microwave as well with just a little bit of water.
Yeah.
You want to cook that on high for 12 to 15 minutes. You want to make sure that they're nice and soft. We don't want lumpy mashed potato.
Oh no, ooh, please, we don't do lumpy, that's for sure.
Okay, so we've done that ahead of time as well, and make sure you drain both of those, so they're ready to just chuck in and cook away. All right, we've also then diced our skinless chicken breast. You want them to be bite-sized pieces because it's all mixed in so you can just enjoy. So I'm going to start us off with cutting. We need 3/4 of a cup of diced onion.
So all the technique involved here is you dice some onion, you dice some chicken, and you peel and dice some potatoes and grate a bit of cheese. So it's a very easy one, and it freezes for about 2 or 3 weeks, so you can make it ahead. And
I've cooked this a lot recently because I have quite a few friends that have had some babies, and I think that this is the best gift you can give, is a yummy, fabulous meal that everyone can cook, that's healthy and creamy and delicious.
So you just rock up with this.
I rock up and I go, I've made you dinner and lunch the next day.
Oh, who wouldn't want that?
Exactly.
Forget the babies, I just want you to do it anyway.
That's it. What dish would you want us to come and knock on your door and go, it's done?
It's lovely when you have someone cook for you.
I really love it.
Nice.
Love it, love it, love it.
So how much onion do we need?
So we need 3/4 of a cup of diced onion.
Isn't she fabulous? Now Rachel's my middle daughter. I have a Kelly, who is the eldest, and then I have Rachel, and then the lovely Jenna. Now Jenna's the one that lives in Sydney, but Kelly and Rachel live on the Sunshine Coast with me, so I'm very grateful.
She's so lucky.
I
All right,
am.
so cutting the onion, I'm sure Annette has showed you before, but what you want to do is you want to go through and make about 4 incisions. Need to sharpen my knives a little bit, and then go across, and you're just going to make lots of little things so that you get a really nice fine dice.
Yeah.
Oh, she's loving this. She's not having to dice the onion. No crying eyes for her.
Yeah, I love it. I think onion's the least favourite thing to ever do.
You might drag it out a bit, I reckon.
Oh, look,
She'll keep bringing me back just to be the sous chef here.
I can't do it.
All right, let's measure this and see how that goes. We want 3/4 of a cup.
Yeah, well, I will be back on the show on my own in a couple of weeks. So I've just got to get doctor approval, and then I will be back with great joy.
You've all been so kind and nice for us filling in, because it's a hard act to follow. I mean, Annette is simply the best.
Oh, bless. I just love it. And, you know, last year was a very turbulent year, and I really liked being able to be a part of your week on a Tuesday and Thursday. And I know a lot of people really found when they're in lockdown as well and restricted that it was fun to watch. So, okay, we're going to turn the heat on.
That's right. Let's get it cranking. We're using rice bran because we've got the fabulous Neo Fan. So you just coat generously with your cooking spray. And we're going to add the chicken in. That's nice and diced. Now we want to make sure, wait, and while that's heating up, you just want to add it a bit at a time. Because it is cold, we don't want to load the pan in, because otherwise it'll stew. Yeah. We want it to be nice.
We want the sizzle. Now, hello, if you've just joined us, me and Rachel, well, Rachel is, I'm just supervising. She's making a recipe out of book 7, and it's the chicken cottage pie.
Who is going to make this?
Yes.
I think you should. If you haven't tried it, I promise you it will be a family favourite.
Now, you can make it in a different way, because you know I love my variations, don't I, Rachel?
Absolutely.
So your chicken is the 600 grams of skinless chicken breast, or you can change it to 600 grams of boneless fish. Get a fish that's firm so it doesn't just all break up, and that's the 2 ways you can do it, because it is lovely with fish as well. Now the fat count for the chicken is 6.5 grams of fat. Hello, you're welcome.
I know, thank you.
And the fish is only 5.5 grams of fat a serve.
So healthy and yum.
And it's really homey. Like it's a, you know, like
home style cooking, that's our favourite.
Yeah, I mean, you know, fancy's nice, but generally, you know,
I don't know, if someone rocked up and gave it to me, I'd be like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That's so fancy.
Yeah.
Especially with the grated cheese.
But don't tell them it's so easy.
No.
No.
You'd be like, oh, slaved over it. For you, anything. All right, I'm going to chuck that in. I'm going to quickly wash my hands, and then I'll give that a little stir.
Yeah. So with this recipe, you'll find that you make up the chicken and you cook it off. Then we're going to make, put the veggies in. Then we're going to make the sauce and put that in, and that's the base. And then it's the potatoes. So Rachel commented that she thought it might be a nice idea even to change the potato to sweet potato.
That's right. So you can do half and half if you want to mix it up a little bit.
I like it.
We tend to, you know, mix it up every now and then just to keep things different, because we do love this. It's a go-to.
And you know, by changing a little bit, like doing it fish brew change or doing it sometimes with sweet potato.
Sweet potato, half potato.
Then people aren't going to go, oh, not again. We don't want that, do we?
They won't do that with this dish.
Yes.
With my daughter Portia, she had braces. She only got them off yesterday, so she is loving it. But this was a really good go-to dish after she had her adjustments because it's soft and yum.
Yeah.
Yeah, cooked in our house a lot. So we're just going to, we've just coated that, we've browned that for 2 minutes. Now we're going to add the lovely diced onion. It's a three quarters of a cup. Put that in, and then you're also going to do your teaspoon of crushed garlic.
It's just got good, normal ingredients.
Beautiful flavours.
I put garlic in everything. I've even thought, could have done with dessert. I don't know. I just love it. I love garlic. No, that's gone too far.
Maybe black garlic.
Yeah. And of course, we're using the wok for this. It says in like a pot. But I find this, because it's so wide.
It keeps it all in. I'm a messy cook. I
am too.
Give it a stir, and it goes everywhere.
Yeah, I'm the same, honey. We're quick. That's the thing. Everything, come on, I want to eat my dinner.
All right, so when you're doing this at home, if you don't prep beforehand, you'll have put your veggies in the microwave. Once they come out, you drain them. And then once this has had a little bit of colour, we're going to chuck them in there too. I'm flicking. See, I told you I'm a messy cook.
You're great. No, I appreciate all the people that are coming on to help me. And we've got a new person coming in next week that's very excited to cook for us.
Yes.
I'll talk about that later. So now what are you going to do?
So now I'm going to add all the frozen veg that we've cooked and drained, and then just chuck that in. Now, I found it hard to find a 500 gram container, like frozen veggies. So I just get with the carrot, broccoli and cauliflower. So I just get the kilo bag, and then it's easy to split it in half.
Yeah.
Half now, half for 2 weeks time.
When I'm doing it though, I always try to make sure I don't do too much cauliflower, too much broccoli. Try and make sure the mix is pretty equal, because look at that.
The colours are so vibrant and beautiful, and it's great because everyone's getting lots of veggies, nice healthy things, but then because it's so creamy and delicious.
Yeah, and you haven't had to chop any of it up.
That's what I love. So I love Annette's original shepherd's pie, but I tell you, I have to, all your dishes are quick, but I'm chopping away. With this, I'm just chucking it in.
And cottage pie is normally a minced thing, or a lamb, beef or lamb. And when I was making up book 7, I just thought, wouldn't it be nice to maybe make it with a white sauce and maybe chicken? And so I played with a bit. Boom, got it first time. Thank you very much. So now this is where I love. This is where you punch in the flavours. You've got the chicken, the onion, the veggies. Now what?
Okay, now we're going to do the yummy creamy sauce that we're going to add in there. So you've got a cup of skim milk. We're going to add to a bowl. We've got your 30 gram sachet of your spring vegetable simmer soup mix. Now you can get this at Coles or Woolies.
Yeah, and it's normally found, go find the French onion soup mix and you'll be good to go.
And that's where you'll find it there.
The cup of soup, it's a different spot.
Okay, put that in the bin. And then you've also got your 3 tablespoons, thank you Mama, of corn flour. So what you're going to do is you're going to mix that all in together. Look at her.
The one-handed
stirrer.
Oh, I've always been a good stirrer.
You have.
You know that, darling.
That's it. So we're going to whisk that all in. And then we're going to add that. And then add the can of light evaporated milk. Make sure it's all whisked in. Yeah. You don't want any lumpy bits. We want nice, beautiful creaminess. So, Annette, using the soup mix, that's such a clever thing.
Yeah.
What made you think to do that?
Yeah, I'm all about flavour, because when you take the fat out of things, it kind of sometimes means they can be bland. And I don't do bland, thank you very much. It's all about fizzy fabulous. And that's what I do. And I found that seasoning and the flavours in that soup give it that flavours, and it still works out to be reasonable with the sodium. And I always look at that. I look at the fats, the calories, the sodium, all those important things make the dish, wonderful. I might turn that down. Let's go down now.
And we've browned the chicken. So I'm going to give that a little stir, and I'm going to add the light evaporated milk.
Here you go. Our little sister Diane.
Aren't you great?
No, just go in.
Oh.
Oh dear. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. And the sauce just makes it really come together. So you've got the sauce going with the potato. I actually, if I put anything on the side, I tend to do zucchini or beans. Do you do anything on the side?
I love a salad because it adds a bit of freshness because I've already got lots of veggies. But if I'm lazy, I just do green beans.
Yeah. I mean, there is enough vegetables in there, but I always think it's nice to have something on the side as well.
That's actually what we love so much about this dish. I mean, all your recipes really is that they're really good, big, hearty serves. So you get 6 big serves. I like to eat.
I'm hungry.
When I'm at dinner, I don't want to have a little bowl.
No, thank you very much. But what I love about this is it's a complete meal.
Yeah,
and that's why you'll find that with a lot of my recipes. I tend to chuck everything in because I think, what the heck? Let's just get this dinner fabulous.
All right, so that's stirring there.
So this is chicken cottage pie out of book 7. And so once it's boiled, let me move this cookbook out of the way for the moment. I'll put it over here. So once we've got the boil,
all right, so yes, so we're going to basically leave this to boil, and then once it's boiled, then we're going to add it to a large lasagna dish.
Yeah.
This was the actual one that they used in the photo.
Yeah, we use my stuff, you know. So why don't you put that wherever you're handy.
I'll just put it there.
And I'll maybe start doing your mash.
Yes, I'm going to move on to my nice hot mashed potato. So this is where we've already done it before. We've diced and peeled the potato, cooked it for 15 minutes so it's nice and hot, and we're just going to mash it. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a tablespoon of your Flora Light butter.
Good.
Yep.
Okay.
Right? Sure.
Yeah. Got to get it all in.
Want it every bit, and then also the 1/3 of a cup of skim milk. And we're just going to mash that around. Like I said before, make sure that the mashed potato is really nice. Otherwise, you're going to have a really lumpy potato.
I just think there's nothing worse. To me, that goes in my top 10 let's not do in the kitchen, and that's lumpy potato. Yeah.
So a bigger bowl would have been good, but we don't have any that are clear, and so we wanted you to see the mashed potato.
You just take your time there, darling. You're fine. Look at this. Oh, Billy, zoom in, darling. Look at this. This is worth the zoom. Look at it. Look at that beautiful sauce. Oh my gosh! And of course, I've bribed Rachel because she's having taken us home with her for dinner tonight with her family. So her dinner's done.
Literally, my kids were like, "Oh, I can't wait for dinner tonight." We know what it is.
Portia's 12 and just started high school. And I'm very proud of Portia because if you did watch her on the show, she had very long hair, like it was down to her bum.
Yeah, super long.
Before she started high school this year, she actually donated, got it all cut off to her shoulder, and donated it to, who did she donate to?
The Variety charity.
Yeah, to make wigs.
To make wigs for people with alopecia and leukemia, and because she has such thick, really thick long hair, amazing. It was a really beautiful thing to do. They were very excited.
And then there's little Leo, who's 6.
He's 6. And he's just like us. He is crazy and fun.
I love him. All right, so that's looking great,
okay.
Rach. So,
all right.
Do you want to?
So what we're going to do? I'm going to use my big strong muscles, and I'm going to pour it into the dish.
You're right. Good girl. Look at her, just chuck it all in. That's how we roll here.
And look how easy it is, guys. You can definitely do this. Get in. Trust me, you will not regret it. This will become a family favorite for sure.
And book 7 is just fabulous. I'm sorry.
It really is. It's one of the best.
I have a favourite? I can't say that. No. But it's got a section on burgers because I'm a burger girl, loves my burgers. So I did a whole section on that, as well as a section on gluten-free. Now I did that because Portia actually is better without gluten. And so I got encouraged as a fabulous nanny to make up some gluten-free recipes, which you'll find in that as well, plus all the normal sections.
Okay, so this mash is looking good. Yeah. And then what we're going to do, what I really recommend, is that we put it around.
Yeah, I'll take that for you.
Oh, thank you. I don't mind having an assistant. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get lumps of the potato and put blobs. And I tend to put them sort of in the corners. And the reason why is we want to keep the beautiful layer, and if it's you've loaded up, it's going to make it harder to spread out, but also it won't keep that nice layer. So lots of blobs around. Look at all this yummy mashed potato. Just turn the grill on
because you don't put this in the oven. Oh no, this is really simple. Chuck on the grill. under it goes.
And then you're ready to eat. That's
Yeah.
what I love. There's none of this like, you know, sometimes you cook it and then by the time...
You've got to wait 30 minutes.
That's right. All ready to go. Grill, dunzy.
Yeah, you're doing a great job, Rach.
Lots of nice mashed potato
while Rachel's
here.
doing that, I'll just tell you that next week we've got Caroline coming in from Mix FM.
We love her.
I know, you will love her.
She's so fun.
It's the morning radio show, the most popular one on the Sunshine Coast, so I'm very honoured that she's coming in. She's going to be doing a dessert for us, a very simple one. Cherry Heaven, out of book 2. If you haven't had this...
it's one of my favourites. Cherry ripe in a dessert. Yes.
You have me at hello. So she's going to be next week. And then, Rachel, you're coming back.
I am.
Yes.
I'm coming back again.
And she's going to be making, like, I love
potato
to pick
everywhere.
their ones, they were really excited. Jam crumble slice out of book 3.
Yum. I love cooking sweets. It's my favourite.
So
one
good.
of my
This
faves.
crumble slice, you have to...
My husband is very excited. He's like, I think you need to practice it a lot next week so he can just live off this yummy jam crumble slice.
And actually, I made that when we had visitors the other week, or Bill did. I supervised once again. And he loves ginger jam. And she's got diverticulitis, so I couldn't do the raspberry jam because of the little pits in it. Or pits, whatever you call it. So I did half of it with plum and the other half with the ginger jam. And it was such a hit, Rach. I mean, what a clever idea. Anyway, we'll talk about that next week.
You are so clever.
I'm sorry.
So what I'm doing is I'm just mixing it around, but I'm trying to be light because I don't want it to all like squeeze out.
Looks good.
You know, so you want a nice topping. And then what I do at the end, you know, to fancy it up, we love to make it look a bit special.
We're doing fabulous. What are you going to do?
What I'm going to do is then I go along once it's all smooth and I just rake the fork, and it gives this really nice grooves. And when the melted cheese is done, it just looks delicious and fancy. And so I'm like, oh yes, this is uber gourmet.
Oh, love it. And, you know, cost effective as well. Gets, you know, 6 beautiful big serves out of it.
Yes.
And now cheese on the top. Now just get the low fat cheese. I like
30% reduced.
Can you grate it yourself? Don't buy the pre-grated because it's clumpy. It doesn't melt as well.
Yeah.
And I think you get more. I think you get more when you grate it yourself. So
and we want as much as we can. Maximize the ooey gooiness.
Now, if you want to win, you can get book 7. Yes, personally signed by the author.
Yes.
All you have to do is like, share, and in the comments, you know what you got to do. It's hashtag Symply with the number 2 good. Hashtag Symply with a Y 2 good. You just have to put in the comments, and then I'll just pick 3 random fabulous people to win a prize. I mean, look at this.
Amazing.
Weight loss could be so deliciously healthy. So what do you do now?
So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it under the grill. Leave it there to cook and bubble, and once it's got a nice golden brown, I'm ready to serve.
Okay.
Dinner is done.
All right, so now what we'll do is we'll put a photo up because it takes just a few minutes because we want it nice and golden brown. And we'll take a photo and put it in the comments for you so you can check out Rachel's finished product. Well, thank you, darling. You're fabulous.
Yay, thanks for having me. I got potato hands.
Thanks, guys. And we'll be back on Tuesday with Caroline, Cherry Heaven, and Thursday Rachel's back with the jam crumble slice. So lots of fabulous things happen in the armless kitchen. Okay,
happy cooking, guys.
Don't forget simply2good.com.au for recipes, tips, and everything fabulous. Bye now.
Bye.
Thanks, Rach.